for getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. An educational story. In the small town of Elmsworth, there lived two brothers, Alex and Ben. They both grew up in a modest home, raised by hardworking parents who taught them the value of money, effort, and patience. While they shared the same upbringing, their journeys in life, and especially with money, took very different paths. Alex was ambitious and fearless. After college, he jumped into the world of entrepreneurship, launching a tech startup with a few friends. The risk was high, but within 5 years, the company was acquired by a major firm for millions of dollars. Overnight, Alex became wealthy. He bought a mansion, luxury cars, and even a private boat. He traveled the world, dined at expensive restaurants, and threw lavish parties. Ben, on the other hand, took a more cautious approach. He became a school teacher and eventually started a small tutoring business on the side. He lived well below his means, invested his savings, and read constantly about finance and money management. Over the years, his net worth quietly grew, but there were no flashy signs, no fancy cars, no luxury vacations, just consistent effort and smart decisions. One summer evening, the brothers met for dinner. It had been a while since they last sat down together. "You made it big, Alex," Ben said, sipping his tea. "I'm proud of you." Alex smiled. "Thanks, Ben. I took some risks, and they paid off. I'm living the dream." "You certainly are," Ben said, glancing out the window at Alex's new sports car. "But what's your plan to stay wealthy?" Alex laughed. "Stay wealthy? Ben, I made more money than we ever dreamed of as kids. I think I'm good." Ben nodded slowly. "That's the thing. Getting wealthy and staying wealthy are two very different skills. One requires bold moves, the other requires discipline." Alex brushed it off. "I've got it under control." Years passed. Alex's lifestyle became increasingly expensive. The cost of maintaining his home, his car collection, and his luxurious habits added up. His startup money began to run dry. He tried to invest, but his lack of knowledge and overconfidence led to poor decisions. He lost a fortune in a failed real estate venture, then another chunk in a volatile cryptocurrency scheme. When the economy took a downturn, he had no safety net. Meanwhile, Ben kept living modestly. His investments grew steadily. He never gambled with his savings. When the market dipped, he had the patience to wait it out. He diversified his portfolio and avoided debt. By his late 40s, he was financially independent, not flashy, but free. One rainy afternoon, Alex visited Ben's home, which was cozy and welcoming. "Ben," he said with a sigh, "I think I messed up. I thought getting rich was the hard part." Ben poured him a cup of coffee. "It is hard, but staying rich requires a different mindset. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep." Alex looked around. "You never tried to keep up with me, huh?" Ben chuckled. "Nope. I always remembered what Dad used to say. Money talks, but wealth whispers." They sat quietly for a moment before Ben continued. "Getting wealthy often involves taking risks, starting a business, investing early, working long hours. It rewards action, but staying wealthy is about consistency, humility, and protection. It rewards patience." Alex nodded slowly. "I see that now." Ben leaned back. "Look, you're still young, and you're smart. You can rebuild. But this time, focus on staying wealthy. That means budgeting, saving, protecting your assets, and staying away from get-rich-quick schemes." True wealth is quiet, stable, and sustainable. Alex smiled for the first time in weeks. "Thanks, Ben. I think I needed this lesson more than I knew." Over the next few years, Alex changed. He sold off the unnecessary luxuries, took financial literacy courses, and rebuilt his portfolio the slow and steady way. He started a new business, but this time, he didn't bet everything on it. He diversified his income and lived well below his means. Eventually, the two brothers found themselves in similar financial positions, not because Alex got another big win, but because he learned the value of restraint, strategy, and long-term thinking. And from that point on, whenever someone asked Alex how he built his wealth, he'd smile and say, "I didn't just learn how to make money, I learned how to keep it." and that made all the difference. Moral of the story: getting wealthy often involves bold action and risk-taking, but staying wealthy depends on patience, discipline, and smart financial habits. True wealth isn't measured by what you spend, but by what you can sustain.